So, get this, the night sky is changing super fast, like, in the next few years or decades. Big shot experts and stargazers are freaking out a bit. Neil deGrasse Tyson is even saying Polaris, the North Star, is about to change in a big way. It's kind of a worry because Polaris is a major landmark. It's been the North Star forever, a constant point for anyone into space stuff or just plain old navigation. But this might not last, which could mess with our sky and how we measure space. Let's check out why this is a big deal. Polaris is getting old. It's been our go-to star for ages. Its steady spot in the sky has been key for getting around, especially on the water. But boom, everything could change. A study from September 2023 says Polaris might explode and vanish. Who TF is Neil deGrasse Tyson? Before we get all worked up, let's look at Polaris itself. It's special because it's super close to the North Pole in space. So, it looks like it's not moving in the northern sky. It's in a little dipper thingy and is a pretty bright, yellowish star, way bigger than our sun. And get this, it's not alone. It's a triple star system. The main ones, Polaris AA and Polaris EB, look like one star to us. Plus, there's Polaris B chilling around them. These stars tug on each other, shaping their paths and messing with how bright they are. Anything off with that pull can mess with the star's light. We don't know all the deets, but Polaris is like 323 light years away, meaning the light we see now left 323 years ago. So, if it blew up today, we'd be in the dark for centuries. Current theories suggest it might have already happened, but we just haven't seen the flash yet. Why is this star so important? It's been a big deal forever, in different societies. It's been used for directions, stories, and just plain looking cool. It doesn't move much, so it's been a rock for finding your way, mostly up north. But lately, it's been acting weird. Its pulse is off. It's dimming and brightening all over the place, which has scientists wondering if it's near the end. It's acting like stars do when they're about to go kaput. The way it pulses has been changing, which could be because of its star buddies. They pull on each other, even though they look like one star. Also, the pulses last longer, about 4.5 seconds, which might not sound like, but it's kind of a deal. Gravity could be messing with the star's outer stuff, making it pulse funny. But some still think it's gonna blow. They say it's acting like Betelgeuse, another star that's been getting weird and might explode soon. NASA is keeping an eye on Betelgeuse because it's acting up. But they don't seem as worried about Polaris, even though it's doing weird stuff too. Stars go through stages. They start dim, then get bright and steady for a long time. When they run out of gas, they get huge and explode. What if Polaris goes boom? It'd be a crazy light show. It'd be super bright, maybe even brighter than the moon, for weeks or months. It'd change how the constellations look, especially the Big and Little Dippers, Ursa Major, Ursa Minor, since Polaris is part of both. But don't sweat it, Earth is fine. It's too far away to be hurt by the blast. Even though it wouldn't be as wild as Betelgeuse blowing up, it'd still stick and outshine other stars. If you like the content, support us, subscribe, and share. In other words, if Polaris goes supernova, it'd flip our view of how stars work. It would be awesome and a bit confusing for stargazers that are used to looking at it. It's gone, and our sky would be missing something important. Polaris is getting to the end, but the cycle of stars goes on. They change, get unstable, and act strangely. Polaris, being huge, is no different. Scientists are watching it, hoping to get some science before it changes for good. We know the night sky won't be the same. Even though Polaris has been there so long, it is a reminder that everything changes, and its story will tell us a lot about space. Basically, the night sky is always changing. The stars aren't forever. This means so much to science. Conclusion: this is the beginning. The stars we know so well are changing. Polaris might go boom, but we're safe. Though the lights go out, humans will push forward and keep looking at our universe. The North Star is ending. Polaris is important. These stars that light out sky are not still in the sky. All that will shift everything. Polaris is going down. We got good tech, and we can see the stars now. We can zoom in and track everything. They change. Stars have a timeline. Smaller stars live longer. But a star like this is awesome. It would be like a star. Even if it is crazy, the planet be all right. It too away. It is just a show. We get notes. It is cool and makes science. All in all, this what the star is telling story. Stars go to other stars to watch and see what is new. The story is forever the star going. What's going on with Polaris is kind of worrying. It's super important because it's the North Star, a marker that astronomers, travelers, and stargazers have all used forever. But its famous stability might not last, and that could mess with how we see the night sky and even make astronomical measurements harder. Let's talk about how serious this is and what it could mean for us. Polaris has always been a guiding light. But now it may be reaching its end. A study from the Royal Astronomical Society in September of 2023 makes us question what will happen to the star. Polaris could blow up soon, making it disappear from the sky for good. Before we check out what that discovery means, let's look into Polaris itself. Polaris, or the North Star, is special because it's so close to the celestial North Pole. It sits almost right over Earth's North Pole, so it looks like it doesn't move in the northern sky. You can find it in the Ursa Minor constellation. Polaris is a pretty bright, yellowish-white star that's way bigger than our Sun. Though it sees them like one star, it's actually three. The main ones are Polaris AA and Polaris EB, which looks like a single star. Also, Polaris B orbits those two. The gravity between them affects their orbits and how bright they are. Any shacking up of this can lead the star to be less bright and change the way it pulsates. We don't know everything about this, but Polaris is about 323 light-years away from us. So, the light we're seeing now left 323 years ago. If it blew up today, we wouldn't know for 323 years. Scientists think it may have already happened, but the light hasn't reached us yet. Historically, the North Star has been super valuable to different groups of people and eras. It has been used for culture, symbol, and directions. Because it looks like Earth's axis, it helps people determine the direction, especially in the northern part of the world. The North Star is very symbolic to cultures. To some, it means steadiness and stability, like the sky is the same and nothing has changed. But the star's been acting weird. Its pulsation cycle isn't normal, so astronomers are looking into this anomaly. Instead of being steady, Polaris is kind of up and down, dimming and brightening in a way that is weird. Scientists think the star might be near the end. This fits with how stars act when they're dying. Polaris used to have steady pulses, but the gravitational forces between it and its partner system could be what's impacting its atmospheric habits. These changes are minor at first glance. There's been a slight uptick for duration of a 4.5-second duration. It affects many things. Some astronomers guess the changing gravity of these close stars can affect its atmosphere and its pulse. Other scientists are pretty sure it's going to explode due to the similarities when it comes to the Betelgeuse star. Experts were right that Betelgeuse behavior could mean that it's near its end. NASA has checked the star's irregularities and shown signs of significant concern. However, NASA hasn't given the same energy when it comes to Polaris, which in itself is troublesome. Typically, stars go through a long phase of life. In the start, the stars are dim and calm. When a nuclear fusion happens, the stability lasts for billions of years into maturation. When the hydrogen starts to wear, the end becomes catastrophic, such as a supernova. What will all of it mean for Earth and other things? If Polaris goes supernova, well, that is so cool to watch. The light will surpass the moon and be an amazing view for the night. This luminosity can happen for days, weeks, months. This affects how we see the Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. As for our safety to our planet's location, there is not a threat due to size and distance. It could affect a stellar explosion. However, a Polaris supernova will not be as drastic as Betelgeuse, but it can still be something to see for the naked eye for an extended period of time. If you liked the video, support us and subscribe to turn on notifications. A supernova on Polaris can change the way we know stars. Polaris has been a guide for some time, and its absence will show an unsettling sign. Remember that Neil is warning that the final destination of stars such as these are part of the cycle. Over billions of years, the universe will constantly change. Polaris will no exception to its mass and what could happen with the star. Its explosive end is on the horizon, which is why astronomers and scientists are following its movements. Stars look like fixes in the sky, but those are never permanent. Polaris will eventually disappear, and it will be the end for people that have used the stars to navigate for centuries. Scientists are studying Polaris to get a better understanding of the processes that drive changes. Whether Polaris explodes in the future, we will gather intel to learn what happens when stars are in life cycles. While we are here, we can see the stars slowly change the universe as a whole. To wrap it up, we know more about what happens to fixed stars. This is only the start for celestial developments for Earth. Though an explosion won't affect Earth, many think about the absence and what we lost due to Polaris. The North Star has been a symbol of stability which will now lack in the cosmos. Though there is a vastness of an unpredictable nature, there is always curiosity and innovation to explore stars for our reach. Humans are amazing for it. To wrap it up, Polaris is something to appreciate for future generations. We can think about what wonders will go on to Earth during this process. The dance of forces that govern them are never truly still. Polarises will change its nature throughout the cosmos. Though it can take years, decades, scientists are working on how Polaris will impact them. In the time of technology, we have been able to monitor movements and see stars thanks to observatories. With scientists thinking, we can understand the explosions with mechanics, like mass or light. Polaris is only going through constant changes in this cycle. Should something go wrong, such as a supernova, we will follow its impacts through various lengths. Studying these stars are crucial for the study of future generations. We can see their life cycles and know what to learn.